And welcome everybody to this OBS streaming software little demonstration along with some cameras and a little bit of the flight yoke system from Logitech. And what a funny way I'm getting into the airplane, but yeah, it's a way. Kind of a third-party aircraft, and sometimes they don't exactly sit on the runway the way they're supposed to sit. So, but we're going to get things sort of get started here in a quick fashion. Going to have to turn my engines down here, get those fans stopped to move before I can get any of my pushback or any of that kind of stuff going. So, going to get all that happening there. Make sure our fuel and baggage and all that stuff, catering, all sort of seems to come to life. So we go in here. Sorry, kind of get just a few little things taken care of while we get things ready. Get all the flight attendants working, doing what it is that they like to do. Get a few things set up anyway. I don't know if we're going to need those particular lights, but we might need to. Can't really notice. Strobes right in that area there. Not even sure if I've got my mouse actually recording. Can't remember now. Done this so many times, it seems, lately that I don't know what's going on anymore. Hey, welcome. Excuse me. My name is Jamie, and I'm going to try to do the best I can to fly this airplane. Streaming with the OBS software. This is a freeware program that I just acquired, and so I'm just sort of kind of learning it. But it's very powerful. It does tons of things. You know, it's got all sorts of noise gates and boy, compression, and stuff in the audio. You can separate all the tracks. You can run simultaneous cameras. I'm not even sure how many cameras. You can probably run, I don't know, 10 cameras if you really needed to. I'm just running 3 cameras right now. So you can get some different views. I wanted to show my yoke and a couple little things like that. One thing about the PAXC thing that I just noticed, I'm running PAXC and a couple other little programs. I'm using a program that is called Sim Sounds, and it's cool because it's got really nice engine sounds, and you're hearing those extra passengers. That's kind of like, you know.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Very well spoken. You know, I actually saw the PAXC when they actually did the recording. The young lady did, she was reading off a screen. Boy, she did a marvelous job with a lot of this kind of stuff. I just showed you quickly what our departures were. Taking off from SBGR, Sao Paulo. I'm not even sure where any of those places really are. Okay. And we're arriving in Rio de Janeiro. I think that's how you say that. But anyway, it's a short flight. It's about 40 minutes or so. But I seem to take much longer to get there. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just a slow pilot or whatever the heck it is. And I'm trying out these. I bought these new Logitech. Did I turn my mic off? Yeah, I did turn my mic off. So, okay, take a look outside again and see what is going on. It's looking like. Do we even have the? Oh yeah, everything's boarding. I'll just take a look on my PAXC here, and yep, you have people going on there. I'm not sure if you can even see these menus I'm looking at. It's like I say, you can set up so many different things. I think we have 155 people coming on board. This particular livery, I think I got it from the Megapax. The Megapax liveries download page, and it's beautiful for there's so many so many different kinds of liveries. It's actually fantastic. So nice to kind of get that and it doesn't cost anything. I'm not even sure if you can donate a little bit to that. It sort of makes sense to do that. And it looks like everybody's pretty much finished out there. I kind of like the idea of the muted sound outside, because then you don't kind of hear what's going on inside the airplane. So we're just going to request our
cockpit to ground.
Pushback.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Thank you. All right. So look at that, eh? There we are. We're pushing back. Get ready to push back anyway. Kind of like this time of day, for kind of taking off, and you kind of get this silhouette, coming over the mountains and things like that. It's beautiful. This Logitech, this is the Logitech G series. Can't even remember what I paid for it. I know it was under a couple $100 anyway, but I had a much cheaper version. It wasn't a gaming version, and it worked out okay. But I was getting little clicks and pops and all sorts of little kind of things that were sort of happening there. And it's kind of nice with this drone view, because
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
I can kind of see where it is that I'm going. I'll have to find my airplane. Get back into that. I'm not sure exactly where it is.
Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind the head and tighten the straps if necessary. And don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Oxygen is flowing to the mask, and you can breathe normal.
Thank you. Push back. I believe we were taking off of that little pre-check that I had. I think it was runway 35L or 35R, I think. I can't quite remember, but I gotta see if I can find where my airplane is. Well, look at that. There it is. Okay, so just kind of get in front of it here, back a little bit. Just the one thing, the one drag about this particular, when you're using this particular mouse or this particular controller, which is a PlayStation controller, I can't control the airplane when I'm operating like the plane, so that kind of sucks. Sounds like there's a dog barking outside somewhere. Not sure what that's all about. But we get, a chance to get a little look at some of the runways, what we're doing here. And we'll be going all the way down there, so. Should have had this a little bit more pre-set up before we actually left. But we didn't, so that's okay. So we're going to do this now. to get this going, but before I do this here, I'm going to kind of show you here a little bit. This here is a flight yoke, the Logitech flight yoke system, and it comes with this additional, little box, and you're able to sort of control it. You've got, sorry about the, I don't know if you can actually see if I can maybe move that camera a little bit. Let's try to get these little knobbies in here. You have your flaps here. We have our throttle, and we have our spoilers here. Now there's some aftermarket stuff that where you can actually, I better put my brakes on here, where you can actually get the levers that these little knobs come off, and then you put the full size. You've got your full-size levers, and everything's sort of angled out, right? So it's much more like the realistic thing. So, and of course, lots of buttons and stuff. You have your hat switch and various. I've got my landing gear, I've got my rudder trim and stuff on here. So, it's very cool. But one thing I wanted to mention a little bit about this, when I was looking at the reviews, I had noticed that. And there was a lot of guys that were sort of almost complaining, saying, we only got 45 degrees maximum here.
The cabin is ready for takeoff.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to make a little announcement. Attention cabin, we'll be taking off momentarily, just going over our pre-flight checklist. Thank you very much. And that will go ahead and play out throughout the cabin. Attention cabin, we'll be taking off momentarily, just going over our pre-flight checklist. Thank you very much. Anyway, this deflection was a problem, okay? Well, I'm going to sort of explain a little bit about how this sort of works from another point of view. I'm a model airplane flyer, so I've been, flying model airplanes for many years, 48 years. And what there's something that's called exponential in radios, in professional model airplane radios. And what that actually does is it softens up this section here, okay? Here, and you push down. Looks like we're getting a little bit of lag there. That's coming in from a signal. I'm not sure why that actually is. But yeah, what that softening does is it just allows the increments, in order to get more pull off of the surface. Let's say this is my rudder. I'll just use this as an example. Okay, if this is my rudder, as I turn very, very slightly like this, I get such a small amount of movement in the surface. Okay, I actually got to turn it quite a bit to get such a little amount. And the reason they do that is because it won't make the airplane jerky. Okay, if everything is so sensitive where you just touch it, or pull back and everything just kind of jumps, and you'd really notice that in the smaller planes like the Cessnas and things like that. Not quite as bad in the airliners, but anyway, once you get to this area here, and you're moving the stick, and the surface is moving very, very little. Once you get past that soft point, what happens is, as you turn a little bit with the surface control, with the flight control, the surface moves that much more quickly, so you're able to get that full 90 degree deflection. Okay, so comes back very, very fast, and then once you get here, it just so slowly. So it's a softening thing, and it really makes a huge difference when it comes to controlling the airplane, because it's not like you're just touch it and bang, everything's sort of kind of going up and down like this. So on this screen here that you're seeing on my monitor, this is the actual OBS software. You can see I've got audio tracks there, and my streaming information, and I have all these scenes set up. Okay, you set everything up as a scene. Okay, like I can just have the plain simulator as a scene, and I can add myself, as scene 2 and scene 3, add another camera, scene 4, scene 5, a close-up of a particular of one of my yokes, or whatever the case it is. And it's really a cool program, and there's so much involved that it's whatever. It's just awesomely great. So anyway, we're going to kind of we'll leave that for now, and we're going to go inside the airplane and we're going to sort of kind of get to that runway. Hopefully I kind of explained that well enough. I have a little French girl here in this Sim Sounds that is, or not in Sim Sounds, that's in FS Cabin Crew. And you know, there's various languages. There's, I don't know, Dutch and whatever there is, German, Spanish. I like to put the French lady in just because it seems so normal to have the French lady.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à bord. Veuillez s'il vous plaît ranger votre bagage à main sous le siège ou dans le compartiment du dessus et prendre place dès que possible pour aider à l'embarquement des autres passagers. Merci.
Merci, very nice. Okay, so we're just gonna steer out here. Just gonna check one more time where it is that we have to go, and I think we have to go. Gonna just move around this way here. Let me just sort of turn the aircraft this way. We're gonna take a hard left to try and get out there. We've got our flaps control, as you can see here, on our sticks. So I can kind of put my my yoke sort of in here. I can kind of send you this all this kind of stuff here, and you can sort of see exactly the angles that I'm actually trying to send to you. Okay, so alrighty, cool. Well, let's get this thing on the road and get her playing here. I want to get flying. Okay. Let's go and throttle up here a little.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous réclamons maintenant toute votre attention afin que les agents de bord présentent les caractéristiques de sécurité de cet avion.
These additional lights on.
Lorsque le signal de ceinture de sécurité s'allume, vous devez attacher votre ceinture de sécurité. Insérez les attaches métalliques l'une dans l'autre et serrez en tirant sur l'extrémité libre de la sangle. Pour libérer votre ceinture de sécurité, soulevez la partie supérieure de la boucle.
Whoa.
Nous vous suggérons de garder votre ceinture attachée durant tout le vol, car nous pouvons traverser des zones de turbulence.
And another little thing I should mention to you is that you actually cannot, when you're in the OBS software, you cannot actually control the plane from looking through the software. You have to physically be on the simulator screen to be able to control that airplane. So we've got to center out that rudder a little bit. Before we get going too stupid here, I'm just going to sort of see where we are. Okay.
Dans le cas de décompression,
And
un
let's
masque à
kind of
oxygène
get this
apparaîtra
going here.
automatiquement en face de vous. Pour démarrer le flux d'oxygène, tirez sur le masque vers vous. Placez-le fermement sur votre nez et votre bouche. Assurez-vous que l'élastique passe derrière la tête, puis respirez normalement. Bien que le sac
What
ne
is
se
going
gonfle
on
pas,
here?
l'oxygène circule dans le masque.
Oh my
Si
goodness.
vous voyagez avec un enfant ou quelqu'un qui a besoin d'aide, sécurisez votre
Sorry
masque
about that,
en
folks.
puis aidez l'autre personne. Gardez votre masque jusqu'à ce qu'un
That's what
membre
happens when
d'équipage
you
en
try to
uniforme
demonstrate
vous
stuff, you
conseille de
know.
le retirer. Un gilet de sauvetage se trouve sous votre siège. Lorsqu'on vous en informe, ouvrez le sachet en plastique et retirez le gilet. Enfilez-le par le dessus de votre tête. Passez les sangles autour de votre taille et ajustez-les par l'avant. Pour gonfler le gilet, tirez fermement sur le cordon rouge seulement au moment de quitter l'avion. Si vous avez besoin de regonfler le gilet, soufflez dans les embouts prévus à cet effet. Les appareils électroniques utilisant tout moyen de communication sans fil doivent être désactivés pendant l'entière durée du vol. Les appareils qui n'émettent pas de signal, comme les lecteurs de musique, les appareils de photo ou les ordinateurs portables en mode sans fil désactivé, peuvent être utilisés lorsque le signal de ceinture de sécurité est éteint ou lorsque cela est autorisé par votre équipage. Nous vous rappelons qu'il s'agit d'un vol non fumeur. Toute détérioration, désactivation ou destruction des détecteurs de fumée situés dans les toilettes est interdite par la loi. Vous trouverez ceci, ainsi que toutes les autres informations de sécurité, sur la carte située dans la pochette du siège devant vous. Nous vous suggérons fortement de la lire avant le décollage. Si vous avez des questions, s'il vous plaît, n'hésitez pas à les poser à l'un des membres de notre équipage. Nous vous souhaitons à tous un vol agréable.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking and see I can control the plane while I'm actually out of that view. So that is it's kind of nice that I'm able to do that. Not sure about the throttle controls. Oh, I don't think I can manipulate the actual camera other than, doing this kind of thing. But at least I can actually control the airplane. Yeah, you see the yoke is very, 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 touchy. But it's so nice and soft in the middle that it's beautiful. Let me just slow down a little bit. That's not the greatest picture, but it's the best I could do in a short time. I'm going to hold short 27R once we get up here and just get our tower stuff looked after. Yeah, so it's looking really good. Hold short with 27R. I'm pretty sure that's what he said, but I could be wrong. Okay, just get our tower guy here all happening. Send the duties off to this co-pilot of mine that usually doesn't say too much other than a whole bunch of gibberish.
Clearance delivery Air Canada Alpha in the Romeo 1IF particularly ready to copy.
Air Canada Alpha.
I like that where he you go outside and you can't actually you can't actually hear that, so it's good.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 cleared to Gallego Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain
27 right,
15,000 feet. Departure on 126.15 squawk 1555.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 readback is correct. Contact ground on 126.9er when ready to taxi.
269er. Yeah, well, we've gone a little bit ahead of board.
Ground Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 with Oscar ready to taxi.
We've gone a little overboard, so. Yodi, 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 yodi.
Taxiing hold short runway 27 right using taxiway Delta Charlie Delta Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1. Row House Tower Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 at runway 27 right ready for takeoff IFR to Galileo.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 cleared for takeoff runway 27 right.
Okay. I guess that gives us our...
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 right Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Okay. That gives us our opportunity to get up in the air and do what it is that we have to do, so... It's awesome. I love those views. I love the trees. You know, the trees are just, you know, such... The detail is just so cool. You know, just love the actual trees. And these angles here coming up is really nice because the drone always sort of follows the airplane and you get those really sort of kind of nice angles. And I'm probably going to change sort of the time of day because we're kind of getting into that palish kind of night, so we're going to change that and get here into the sim, and let's go ahead and get things moving. Okay. Okay, I'll just making a little announcement. Attention, flight crew and passengers, welcome to AC Flight 23. This is Captain Jamie. I'm going to be the one responsible for getting you to that beautiful sunny destination where we're going. We're going to be taking off here momentarily, so make sure you're all strapped in and make sure your little ones are all nice and tight and all ready to be snuggled in for this short little flight. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Thank you. Attention, flight crew and passengers, welcome to AC Flight 23. This is Captain Jamie. I'm going to be the one responsible for getting you to that beautiful sunny destination where we're going. We're going to be taking off here momentarily, so make sure you're all strapped in and make sure your little ones are all nice and tight and all ready to be snuggled in for this short little flight. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Thank you. Okay, co-pilot, you have the con, huh? Whoa, I better watch where I'm going here. That's how accidents happen. Check our speed, and we're ready to V1. We're up, rotating. Positive climb, landing gear up.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez s'il vous plaît garder votre ceinture de sécurité bouclée jusqu'à ce que le commandant de bord désactive le signal de ceinture de
Air
sécurité.
Canada Alpha
Je vous
India
remercie.
Romeo.
Take a little bit better look. See there.
Center Air
What I got
Canada
going.
Alpha India Romeo 1 is climbing through 4,100 feet for 15,000 feet.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 Brasilia Center. Continue to Bravo Charlie.
Okay, I'm just looking at my menu here, and I don't know if I actually have a picture with the. No, this is probably the only one, and that's actually not going to work. I thought I had something where I could use get the sort of the sim in on what we're doing. No, that one's not going to work. That's where we are. The cameras, that's not going to help us either. Okay, well, I'll have to do that for the next one. But for now, I'm going to keep it on. I'll keep it on this one here. Okay, we'll come back and take a look. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sort of show you when I'm flying the airplane. Okay. Excuse me. I'm just so very soft in the middle. Just see, very, very soft. I know this is not the greatest thing here as far as the picture's concerned.
Mesdames et
Okay.
messieurs, le commandant de bord a éteint
Nice
le
and
signal de
soft. See
ceinture
how
de
nice and
sécurité.
soft it
The
is?
flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in the case of unexpected turbulence.
Pendant que vous êtes
Of course, as soon as I turn it harder right in here, well, the airplane's really going to start to move. You see? She's just going to start to move. I can roll it over if I want. Okay, but I'm not going to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our...
And we're on AT1. Yeah, that's not the greatest. Excuse me. That's not the greatest actual picture for. Yeah. Well, I tried, but nevertheless, it's okay. Shrink that picture and put it over here. And I can go ahead and just move this plane away from me. Sort of come around a little bit from behind it. You know, I like to sort of kind of get a little bit lower underneath the airplanes.
Overspeed.
Okay. And we'll just do this here.
Overspeed.
Okay.
Overspeed.
These are spoilers. See how that works.
Romeo 1, please expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
Works very well. That flight system, or that just drops right off like that. So it's very, very handy in that regard. Okay.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
I'm having a problem with this A330. A330-200. It's been giving me grief. The auto throttle, it just kind of just goes a little bit crazy here and there. So I don't know why that is. But
Alpha India Romeo 1, please expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
okay, well, we're expediting. .500 feet per minute. Kind of a neat little shot there. Sorry about that. So you can sort of see the two screens that operate right on the OBS software. You switch them down here. You can see the audio levels that are, working for the simulator, and well, you can adjust them for obviously your microphone and put on various effects. You can put on noise gates and oh boy, all sorts of stuff. Just any kind of noise reduction, different things like that are going to help you try to get the best sort of audio that you possibly can. So we'll just put that back over there. Actually, we're going to just put it on the sim for a moment. Take me out of that picture. Just kind of get a couple little views of the airplane flying around. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the weather a little bit here, because we're pretty much in that sort of, it's almost kind of getting a little bit a little bit too washed out.
Climb and maintain flight level 190 Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Climbing 19,000 feet. This is your captain speaking. Hope everybody's enjoying the flight so far. It's not going to take us very long to get there. We kind of have a little bit of wind help pushing us behind, giving us a little bit extra speed so we can have some fun up here in the cockpit. We're getting into that time of night where you can take a look outside and see some pretty nice looking things. So enjoy the ride and enjoy the view. Thank you very much. For some reason that didn't interact, so I'm just going to go ahead. It might have it right here. Sometimes that happens. No, that's not happening yet. I just put general. It might be. This is your captain speaking. Hope everybody's enjoying the flight so far. It's not going to take us very long to get there. We kind of help pushing us behind, giving us a little bit extra speed so we can have some fun up here in the cockpit. We're getting into that time of night where you can take a look outside and see some pretty nice looking things. So enjoy the ride and enjoy the view. Thank you very much. And that is a heck of a view, that's for sure. I like flying, a lot at night. Maybe just take off a couple lights here and just sort of kind of see what that kind of looks like. Maybe just brighten it up a little bit. I'm going to take this ATC out of here. We don't need that up in there. Just add that weather and just back it back just a little bit, just like so. Make it all look real nice and pretty for you on this flight. See what it's looking like outside. It's very nice. I've ran this route a couple times, and well, just like the beginning, because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm looking at camera angles and things like that, and the plane's moving, slamming into buildings and all sorts of stuff. So one of these days I'm just gonna actually do a flight, and I don't know, maybe just forget about working all those different camera angles and just kind of let the thing roar. So it's really, really nice. I love it.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1, you are 2,200 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level 190 altimeter 29.92.
Can't even believe I didn't pull my flaps up. You know, it's
Climb
just
and maintain flight level 1990 Air Canada Alpha in the...
doing too many things at once, right? Yeah. Now, I'll put in this little screen here for a while and watch if that's going to happen. See what's going to happen there. Even though I'm not using the flight control, but it's kind of cool. Da, da, da. Yeah, that's very pretty. Sure like that. Play, just make sure I'm up above those three little pictures. I've seen some videos, you know, and some various demos, you know, guys trying different things and stuff. And a lot of times the pictures are so small. I'm actually waiting for, I got a, for my gaming chair, I'm waiting for a green screen, one of these, you know, ones that hook on here, you know, set up my transparency so I don't have, you know, all the rest of the kind of stuff in the picture. When you're looking at me, you don't see, you know, guitars and all sorts of funny things like that. Yeah, so it's, yeah, interesting to see what's going on. Of course, I can move all these things around and all these different pictures and resize them and do whatever the heck I want. Can't quite remember where the heck it is we're going. Yeah, we're going to Rio de Janeiro. That's where we're going. So it's beautiful. I hope my microphone quality is coming through really well. Last program, or sort of the last Logitech headset. Well, I think it was about $100. It was not a closed headset. It was just you know, it's a very small head pads. And when I made announcements, you know, to the crew, you know, because the audio bleeds, you know, and what was happening is that, you know, I like to hear, you know, what's going on in my headphones. It's not so quiet, you know, things like that. But what was happening is that the microphone was picking up the sounds from the aircraft, and I would say a message, and then it would kind of keep on recording for another 20 seconds. And of course I'd complain, right? And so I'm able to replay that back through PAXC and just have to go through a different menu. And if you record something really long, it actually won't just process it right away and play it. You have to go to a, you know, a general setting and a PA announcement. You know, just call up a general announcement and it'll play that last recording, what you did. So what would be cool would be an upgrade to that, is when you actually hit the record button, that it would mute it, you know, from the presentation. And, you know, for example, you know, the airplane could be in this particular screen here. I could make the announcement, and then all of a sudden you wouldn't hear me make the announcement, and then all of a sudden it would just come back through the PA system. So those kind of little things you don't hear the same announcement twice. That all adds to the sort of like the realism of what's going on. So since I started this flight, I've been, like, since I actually got the flight, you know, installed there, and okay, and I'm starting to set it up, it's been 1 hour and 56 minutes of time that I've taken to record this little bit that what we've seen so much. So there's a whole lot of setup to do. It's, you know, it's and the OBS remembers all those settings, but every once in a while something weird happens. I don't know if it's me, whatever it is that I'm doing, but next thing you know, I get this, one of my cameras it's not recognized. And when it's not recognized, you have to kind of reinstall that camera back into the program. And it, you know, there's cameras 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case. And every time you add a new camera, it adds a new number. And then the previous one's deleted. And then you say, okay, well, that was a second camera, now, or was it a third? Then you start getting mixed up, and, you know, you call up a camera and there's nothing there, and it's, yeah. So it's you know, I'm sure there's bugs that have to be worked out in that program. But I say, if you do any streaming and you have the opportunity that you want to go ahead and just do some awesome streaming. Just get this program at OBS. I think if you just type in obsstudio.com, it'll take you right there, and it's a quick download. And I think there's a manual, and on YouTube there's all sorts of tutorials. Like I think there's like 15 different tutorials, or more of the stuff that's actually, things that you can do that will help you and help me. I plan to get into those a little bit more as the time goes on. But I just sort of wanted to get this sort of going so I can help promote it, and maybe guys are looking for new setup of gaming headphones, and they're happy with the quality of the sound. It's kind of really cool because this the microphone, it pushes in, and it's got a little gooseneck on there. It folds up and turns off. It has muting on the side, volume controls, and it has various other features here that I have to look up, because of course you don't ever get anything like that in the manuals, right? Nobody believes in using manuals anymore. So I'm just checking my map here to see where we are, and maybe just gonna lighten the weather just a little bit, just like that. That's a nice view in D72. I think that's what it is, D72. And with the PAXC, you have a list of all the passengers that are on there and their names, and it tells you how happy they are, if they're thirsty, hungry, how long of a boarding process. It kind of tells you things, weird things. I had a lady actually go into labor in the bathroom, and the flight attendant served, what should we do? What should we do? We had landed, and I had ordered an ambulance, to be there for her right away. She was in labor. So it kind of rates you a little bit on some of the things that you did, and some of the, whatever. It's all good, right? It's all fun. Oh, we got some Bumatas up here, coasting around 19,000. My eyes are getting so bad, and my optometrist has been working for years, ever since this COVID stuff. So I got to zoom in a lot to sort of kind of see the gauges and what's actually happening. It's kind of sick, actually. And I think I mentioned this livery got from Project Megapack. You can go there. There's I think it's like 800 megabytes of liveries, and it's just like, oh man, there's so much stuff there, and it's great to be able to get all those. I was able to get this particular plane, which I wanted. I'm still looking for a real good 737. I had one, but it's, a lot of the controls weren't working, and, it really sucked in that regard. So I learned that 737 in and out, actually from X-Plane 11. That was my sort of first flight simulator. And like I say, I fly model airplanes, so it's kind of cool that I fly 737s on my flight simulator, and then I ended up getting one, right? I ended up buying a big one, and it's about 7 feet long, and it's fully scaled. It's got all the correct lighting, and retractable landing gear, flaps, the whole 9 yards. Such a beautiful plane. 270 millimeter ducted fans. Goes just like, it just goes snake, and it flies so beautifully. So scale. You fly it around scale, and it looks really, really, really nice. So it's called the EL37. It's from Motion RC. It's whatever. To get it to Canada, it's kind of like, I don't know, the better part of $1,000, I guess. You got duties and, oh god, shipping and all that kind of stuff. It just takes up so much, right? Costs so much. I haven't been listening in here, but I'll check back in my tower to see what the latest is. Climb and maintain 19,000. That was the last. See if I can kind of decrease our altitude by a couple thousand feet.
Brasilia Center, Air Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1. Request 17,000 feet.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 descend and maintain 17,000 feet.
Thank you very much.
Descend and maintain 17,000 feet, Air Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1.
I think we'll see if I'm just getting a little bit thirsty in here. So I'm going to get my, could you do me a favor and could you order me a little snack or something like that? That would be great.
We hope you're enjoying your flight. We're making good progress here, and we're doing our best to get you in on time.
Yeah, that's not what I asked you to do. I said, you know, is there any way that you can ask the flight attendants, you know, it's to get a little snack or something up here?
Hey, what are the odds you guys could bring us a snack, please?
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, she sounded real interested in that, didn't she? Okay. That must be Cindy. She's the eldest of the bunch. I think she just turned 29. Yeah, and those waypoints are coming up pretty quick here. I didn't really look down at my FMC to double check some of this stuff. 50, 4400 at Unibex, so that's coming up here pretty quick. So I've had that happen to me here recently. I'm going to actually see if I can, you know, even drop down a little bit more.
Brasilia Center, Air Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1. Request 15,000 feet.
Probably not going to go for it.
15,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet, Air Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1.
Oh, look at that. A couple of these flights, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I've run this a few times, and like I say, when you're paying attention to, you know, your screens and things like that you're trying to do for, you know, your cameras and things like that, you end up kind of losing track of where you are, and next thing you know, you got to sort of dip, you know, 15,000 feet, and you overshoot the runway, and yeah, so we're coming up fairly quick here. I'm just gonna, well, I should just actually double check here, yeah, to see that I'm on there. Get all these things happening. That's what I want to do.
Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1. Brasilia Center, Air Canada Alpha, India Romeo 1 is out of 15,200 feet for 15,000 feet.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 Brasilia Center. Continue to Azorro as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
I'm going to try and sneak in an extra 1,000 feet. That is never going to work, though. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. She's never going to let me get away with that. See things a little bit better. See how we're doing there. What I'm going to do, kind of just climb over this way a little bit. Whoa. Try to get behind this guy. And drop a little altitude for now. Let's see how we're looking out here. Yeah, it's all looking pretty nice. Probably take away some of that for now. Just check out the beautiful scenery. I love the Air Canada tail. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, we are way past our halfway point. We'll be pretty soon getting ready for our final descent, so finish up on all those snacks and get yourself all seated in tightly. Thank you. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, we are way past our halfway point. We'll be pretty soon getting ready for our final descent, so finish up on all those snacks and get yourself all seated in tightly. Thank you. Just, you know, remember the old Star Trek movies? I don't know. Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh, brother. And I hear people on board laughing, so not sure what's so funny back there, but I can't quite remember what's going on there, but just...
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à bord. Veuillez s'il vous plaît ranger votre bagage à main sous le siège ou dans le compartiment du dessus et prendre place dès que possible pour aider à l'embarquement des autres passagers. Merci.
Merci. Merci. Yep, we're coming in real soon here. Da, 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 da. I don't know if we can see any more of that. That's sort of kind of coming in there. I don't know if I can maybe try and up this camera. Oh, I can't use this particular camera as a zoom. That's right. You can do all that, you know, with most of your cameras. This particular camera that I'm using, that you're seeing right now, you just can't zoom with it or tilt up and down, you know, manually on the software. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, nevertheless, it's all good. It's nice how you can resize all the windows and do all that kind of stuff. You're probably going to ask me to... I'm going to take a chance here. Try to see if I can, you know, reduce by another 2,000 feet.
Brasilia Center, Air Canada, Alpha, India Romeo 1. Request 13,000 feet.
Air Canada, Alpha India Romeo 1 descend and maintain 13,000 feet.
I'm lucky. They're being good to me tonight. That usually doesn't happen very much, anyway. Oh, sorry about that. Take a little boo out here. See how all the airplanes are looking.
Air Canada, Alpha India Romeo 1 climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Yeah. I am, I'm going to let her read some static on that. Just because I've done this flight too many times and I'm looking back at the cameras and I don't want to overshoot the runway, so. Cabin crew, prepare for our final descent. Thank you. Cabin crew, prepare for our final descent. Thank you. Yep, things are looking rather congested in there. Just gonna pick up our speed just a little bit. Thought I had a different camera for yeah. Just sort of see what I'm doing there. Everything's sitting nice and neutral, so gonna just pause here for station identification.
Expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
That's kind of gonna be a pretty dark picture there. Bring it up a little bit, just like so. Makes it a little bit more enjoyable. I'm not even sure what I've got here for what I'm looking at here for cameras, so yeah. And I'm going to go into that actual camera. I'm going to kind of switch that plane around a little bit.
15,000 feet.
Better get those. Yeah. Pretty cool angle. Okay. Better watch our speed. I'm not sure what tower set on that last. And that's just the thing, right?
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1, please expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done that, Lassie, so we're happy to, continue on with what we're doing here. It's beautiful. Beautiful flight. Gorgeous flight tonight. Yeah, let's turn that back out a little bit here. Okay. Really weird in this area because, you have to change altitude, so many times. 12,000, 15,000, 13,000, 14,000, 11,000, it's just crazy in that regard. So I do not want to overshoot that runway again in case I'm, doing something crazy and looking at cameras, because I'm always going back and forth and I'm looking at the gauges and I'm looking at, say, okay, what flight or what camera or what am I going to show now? And
Canada Alpha India Romeo 1, please expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
she's sure asking me to go to 15,000 feet, so, but I'm not going to do that because I'm mean. Our is, well, over. I don't know. Just trying to have fun with Lassie down there. Kind of get sort of centered into where it is that I have to go. Outside view. Go down over here. Start seeing some nice things.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1, please expedite your climb to 15,000 feet.
Expedite our climb to 15,000 feet. We appear to be problems orbit.
In 6,300 feet.
See, what did I tell you, right? We're just, go ahead, 6,000 feet. Now you just told me a minute ago, go to whatever it was, 14,000 feet. Now we're going back down to 6,000 feet, so. Because that airport comes up real quick. My air brakes on. Okay. And flight sim and okay. Got those spoilers on, so I've got on manual throttle. So I can, yeah, well, I'm getting pretty low. 5,000 feet, yeah. I'm going to be getting the gears from her right away. I'm maybe going to just can that and just level off the airplane for now. See what things are looking like outside. It's beautiful. The only thing, you do not want to stall out here. Oh, we're coming into some clouds. Let's see, we can probably turn our radar off there. Do this.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1, you are 1,300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 6,300 feet altimeter 29.902.
Climb and maintain 6,300 feet, Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Oh, and we can hear the babies. We can hear the babies.
Runway 15 approach via EGDA transition. Clear to EGDA.
I missed that.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS Romeo runway 15 approach via EGDA transition clear to EGDA Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 climb and maintain 5,900 feet.
Climb and maintain 5,900 feet, Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
We got some cloud out there. We definitely have some cloud out there. Yep, we do. I'm just going to move that particular guy over there. Make this a little bit better over here, and just to see what we can actually see here. Yeah, just go back here one more time. Okay. 2,500. That's where we're coming in on, eh? Okay, well that's fine. Are we able to, I think we're able to sort of see the runway. I might just actually, whatever. I can just leave it like this. And we can control. We're going to be making a hard right turn here right away. Let's see what this is going to look like. That's very, very pretty. I have to just take that off so you can see that there. That's just absolutely beautiful. And when you have these sort of camera angles going, you know, it's just when you're landing, you know, if you know you're set up, you know, I'm set up on an ILS landing, but you can, you know, just see the beautiful city, you know, and check out the wings, and it's just gorgeous. Okay.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 climb and maintain 5,400 feet.
Climb and maintain 5,400 feet, Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
What I noticed, it sure gets dark out here pretty quick. Local time is... Let's not crash anywhere here. See what I mean? That's what happens when you are not paying attention all the time.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 climb and maintain 3,300 feet.
Wow. That was something else.
Climb and maintain 3,300 feet, Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Attention passengers, sorry about that little inconvenience. You know, y'all got a good, nice close look at the local trees down there. Well, we're just making some flight adjustments up here. We're getting preparing to land, so flight attendants, prepare your stations. Thank you. That was close. Attention passengers, sorry about that little inconvenience. You know, y'all got a good, nice close look at the local trees down there. Well, we're just making some flight adjustments up here. We're getting preparing to land, so flight attendants, prepare your stations. Thank you.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo
Flaps 10.
113 miles northwest of Goleo. Contact Rio Tower on 119 decimal.
Watch your
0
speed.
bound.
Tower on 119.0 Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1. Rio Tower Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 112 miles northwest inbound ILS Romeo runway 15 approach.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1 Rio Tower. Cleared ILS Romeo runway 15 approach. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 29.2 at 7.
Landing gear down.
Cleared ILS Romeo runway 15 approach Air Canada Alpha India Romeo.
Okay. We're coming up to that shortly, so I'm just gonna move some of these menus over here just a little bit. Transition those over onto that side so we'll be able to see the landing. It's absolutely beautiful. Flaps 20. Landing gear. Drop landing gear. Check. Flaps 30. Check speed. I sort of really like this angle. It's just really cool. I love watching this angle here. It's such a pretty sight right here. It's just
India Romeo, 1 cleared to land runway 15. Wind 292 at 7.
Roger that.
Clear to land runway 15 Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Flaps full. I said to myself, I am not going to make this error this time and come across, badly. I overshot this runway, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and it was just, I kid you not, I was at like 12,000 feet, and I just like, full deflection on my elevator. The people in the back are screaming, and that's one thing with that sim sounds is, they let you know if they're not happy with the landing. Check speed. I just love those shots. Absolutely just love these camera angles. Just move it over there. Check speed.
300.
Fair for retards. Spoilers.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Okay, come on. Set her down. Set her down. Oh, come on, people, it wasn't that bad. Oh my goodness. Air brakes up, prepare to leave runway.
Air Canada Alpha India Romeo, 1 exit runway when able.
10-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rio de Janeiro. The local time is 6:05 p.m. and it's currently about 15 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final
Pour libérer votre ceinture de sécurité, soulevez la partie supérieure de la boucle. Nous vous suggérons de garder votre ceinture attachée durant tout le vol, car nous pouvons traverser des zones de turbulence.
10-4.
Il y a plusieurs
Roger that.
moyens de
Vector. What is your vector?
Quelques
Vector.
instants dès maintenant pour localiser votre issue la plus proche. Dans certains cas, l'issue la plus proche peut être derrière vous. Si nous avons besoin d'évacuer l'avion, l'éclairage au niveau du sol vous guidera vers la sortie. Les portes peuvent être ouvertes en actionnant la poignée dans le sens de la flèche. Chaque porte est équipée d'un toboggan gonflable qui peut également être détaché et utilisé comme
I don't know why they had a little bump. See, like I say, that the flight controls are, like they're soft, but you gotta still be very careful. Okay, you're just gonna hold short here for a moment.
128.35 for Air Canada Alpha India Romeo 1.
Bien que le sac ne se gonfle pas, l'oxygène circule dans le masque. Si vous voyagez avec un enfant ou quelqu'un qui a besoin d'aide, sécurisez votre masque en priorité, puis aidez l'autre personne. Gardez votre masque jusqu'à ce qu'un membre d'équipage en uniforme vous conseille de le retirer. Un gilet de sauvetage se trouve sous votre siège. Lorsqu'on vous en informe, ouvrez le sachet en plastique et retirez le
Romeo
gilet.
Brown Air Canada
Enfilez-le
Alpha
par
India
le dessus
Romeo
de
1
votre
request
tête.
taxi to the gate.
Passez les sangles autour de votre taille et ajustez-les
Air
par
Canada
l'avant.
Alpha India
Pour
Romeo
gonfler
1
le gilet,
taxi to gate
tirez
Alpha 62
fermement sur
using
le cordon
taxiway
rouge
Bravo.
seulement au moment de quitter l'avion.
What a
Si vous
beautiful,
avez besoin de
beautiful place.
regonfler le gilet,
Taxiing to
soufflez
gate
dans
Alpha
les
62
embouts
by
prévus à cet
taxiway
effet.
Bravo Air
Les
Canada
appareils
Alpha India
électroniques
Romeo 1.
utilisant tout moyen de communication sans fil doivent être
Such a
désactivés pendant
beautiful,
l'entière durée du vol. Les appareils qui
beautiful
n'émettent pas de
airport.
signal, comme les lecteurs de musique, les appareils de photo ou les ordinateurs portables en mode sans fil désactivé, peuvent être utilisés lorsque le signal de ceinture de sécurité est éteint ou lorsque cela est autorisé par votre équipage. Nous vous rappelons qu'il s'agit d'un vol non fumeur. Toute détérioration, désactivation ou destruction des détecteurs de fumée situés dans les toilettes est interdite par la loi. Vous trouverez ceci, ainsi que toutes les autres informations de sécurité, sur la carte située dans la pochette du siège devant vous. Nous vous suggérons fortement de la lire avant le décollage. Si vous avez des questions, s'il vous plaît, n'hésitez pas à les poser à l'un des membres de notre équipage. Nous vous souhaitons à tous un vol agréable.
Such a nice airport. Just absolutely beautiful. Shoulders are kind of bothering me. I've been sitting in this chair for about 14 hours. Believe it or not. Captain Jamie here. We apologize for the little tiny bump on the runway, but you know, from time to time, little things like that are going to happen. But all is well. You all have a nice day, and thank you very much for traveling with our Air Canada flight to Rio de Janeiro, or wherever the hell we are. Flight crew, prepare. Captain Jamie here. We apologize for the little tiny bump on the runway, but you know, from time, little things like that are going to happen. But all is well. You all have a nice day, and thank you for Air Canada flight to Rio de Janeiro, or wherever the hell we are. Flight crew, prepare. That's just such neat software. I just love it. Yep, my shoulders are definitely hurting me a little bit tonight. Okay. Well, that was kind of fun, wasn't it? I think it was very fun. I'm definitely I missed a few different areas as far as setting up my my cameras and things today. So it's anyway. I think you got a little bit of an idea of what this program is capable of. So that's kind of cool. The landing was good, even though we had a bump. I'm not too overly concerned about that. But we're gonna just start getting things closed down here, and we're gonna continue on. We're not going to. Hopefully, when you get all that stuff coming in, I hope I'm not too far back. Seem to having a hard time getting some luggage and things going on out here. Oh, there we are. We got something happening. Oh, they just all of a sudden magically appeared. Look at that. I don't know if that jetway is going to make it. Might be too far off on the jetway. I think I pulled in just a little bit wrong. Yeah. Okay, that's what I did. Okay. Well, we're going to just make a little change here before everybody gets off board. Attention crew and passengers, we just have to make a slight aircraft adjustment before we get the terminal to connect, so just please stand by. Attention crew and passengers, we just have to make a slight aircraft adjustment before we get the terminal to connect, so just please stand by. We don't have a whole lot of engine power here. We're just kind of forcing the issue here a little bit. I could have killed this stream, but I didn't. Wait for everybody to evacuate. Sorry, guys. We'll set it all up again. Do you mind getting out of the way? Our hatch is still open. Oh boy. How many of these rules do you think we're breaking? I think if I was a real pilot, I think I'd have been fired. Oh, totally. So fired. But then again, like I say, we're just demonstrating. Come in on that line. I don't know. I took the wrong line. I took a solid instead of the dotted, I guess. I don't know. But somehow I just really dashed that one badly. Oh well. Things like that are going to happen. A lot worse things have happened to real airplanes occasionally. Sorry folks, you're going to have to come over here. That's looking better. Okay. There. Now we're going to be able to settle things down. Okay, let's see if we can get everybody to jump. There, much better. Okay, sorry guys, we're gonna have to call you all over here again. But you don't mind, I don't think. Y'all got over there pretty quick, actually. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this cool little demonstration. I'm not sure the stream was pretty long. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here, so you guys, I don't know, check it all out. It's called OBS, obsstudio.com, and it's a great program. I just recommend it for anybody who wants to try and, you know, do any of this kind of multi-camera streaming and things like that. So my name is Jamie, and on behalf of myself, rock on. May the fortune always favor the foolish.